Welcome viewers back to CyberKnights Flashpoint, where we're going to get started with the intro mission. This is Emily. It's almost 0300. Anybody coming? Slow camera pan over to a pair talking in an elevator. And Blur says, "The plan is right on schedule. Stay patient. And let's do this right." Back to Emily. Very slow panning to cutscene talk like that. It'd be nice if that was a little better, but I think that's the kind of thing you're gonna get with this game. Is there's a lot in here, and it's a very small dev team, so they're doing their best. But there's gonna be a lot of rough corners. Blur says, "Your time to shine, Vanguard. Help those two get clear of the remaining patrols." She's also talking to the wrong person here. I think she should be talking to Emily, but it's showing Remy. Well, never mind. Remy comes in. "Remy, sorry to cut in, but I'm running digital Overwatch here on the Ultratech Clinic's Matrix." Blur says, "Make it quick, deck jockey." Remy, "I don't know what happened, but something just flipped. Encrypted traffic in and out of the clinic just went up tenfold, and the ICs are locking down the firewalls." I'm not sure what an IC is. Countermeasures? Intrusion countermeasures? Blur says, "Then we've got trouble. You all heard that. This was looking like a nighttime stroll, but now we're on the clock. Get sharp. We stick to plan A. Blackdice is coming to the rooftop." Zasha, the cyber sword, says, "Plan A it is. Emily, it's your lead, but if it isn't working, then we go loud." Alright, then a little bit about, you can check help getting started. It wants us to use Emily's anticipation to predict enemy movements. It wants to use our lure talent to draw enemies toward a specific point. Our silence talent allows us to sneak up and kill targets, and our gem kit talent can knock security devices offline temporarily. Alright, so in this first mission, we don't really have a time limit. There is a security escalation up here in the upper right corner. Current security level is 0, so we want to keep this as low as possible because this basically means respawns as far as I understand. We're starting with Emily. Skills and stats. She does have a blade and a defensor pistol, same as we expected. She's got her pistol in her hand. There is a target in sight here. If we click on a target in this game, you get a reticle. The big percentage number is your chance to hit. This bar here is showing my character's action points after this attack, and then the estimate of how much damage that defender is going to take. This number here, 0% plus 6, that represents our recoil, which I think recoil ends up just being a straight decrement to your chance to hit, but I'm not positive. There's a 33% defense on this guard, and we have a 4% chance to hit. I'll have to look into the mechanics to see exactly what that means, but I think defense basically subtracts from the damage. So we could attack here directly, but that might not be the smartest move. We also have these two people over here, Zasha and Molly. So Molly remembers our war machine. She gets to go next, and then Zasha. So Molly is ready to go in loud. Zasha wants to take things quiet. There is two unaware guards here that we are under no obligation to leave these guys alive. There's also on this map several highlighted items in yellow and blue. Yellow here, here, there, and here. This one behind some security. This one also, but there's a door back here that we could probably access. So I think the general plan is going to be get these two over here through this door. Probably take both of those guards out. Get Emily back here through this door and loot that box. That way we can just don't worry about that security. This guy is currently looking this way. We do have on Emily, we have a bunch of talents down here. Attack, reload, take cover. Everyone has those, but then Emily has a jam kit. A jam kit can be used to disable one of these security devices, so like this laser wire here, this camera. If you end your turn in this camera patch, you're going to get seen. That's going to increase your security level. If these guys see you, that they're going to come over and investigate. This whole game is very, very reminiscent of Invisible Incorporated, which was sort of a stealth game where you had agents like this, but the mechanics on here make it much more of a XCOM style tactical rather than sort of the grid-based tactical that Invisible was. We'll see if it plays similarly. I don't think so, though. I think this is going to be more of a guns blazing. Alright, so Emily first. She's going to go around back, but before she does that, she does have Anticipation and 2 charges on Anticipation. It takes 0 action points to use this. This predicts the exact movement of patrolling enemies within 25 meters. Debuffs them with plus 10% crit vulnerability into the end of next turn. So we can apply this to this guy and see that he's just gonna spend his turn turning that way. And then if we do that again, because we have 2, we can apply it to this guy as well. And we see he's gonna come out here and walk this way. So if we turned this camera off, we could get in there behind him pretty easily. So that's what she's also going to do. She's going to turn off this camera. Jam Kit says, disables a level 1 security device within 12 meters until end of next turn. Target a disabled device to further delay its reactivation. So we can disable this camera, and that disables it for a turn. And we also have a lure. So that disable Jam Kit, that took an action point, and lure will take an action point. But ultimately we want to get her around here, so if she is sneaky, unfortunately this guy's gonna see her. So I think what we want to do is lure him down over this way. So if we throw a lure down here, and a lure is like, I'm basically telekinesing a noise over here that's going to distract him, and you can see it highlights the enemies as I hover them, because they're gonna hear this lure. So if we send him kind of like this way, he won't be looking at us. So we got, what's that noise? He's now going over there, and that means Emily, now that she's used 2 action points, she can move. Can I please have it? There we go. And if I drag the move line around, we can see even if she's running, she's going to run all the way to here using all of her action points, or we could have her sneak. She'd only get there though. In either case, she's not alerting anybody, so she's going to do that full move. And that gets her back in the background here. It's a little much, honestly, having this HUD on these guys at all times. I wish you could toggle this off. But on the other hand, it is nice being able to see what they're doing. So I kind of see this like cartoonish cartoon highlight on these guys as that's what our cybernetic implants are telling us. They're telling us that she's a friend, these guys are foes, and it knows what they're going to be doing. So she has no more action points. We have to explicitly say end action at the end of her action. And then next we're on to Molly. So Molly, if you watch the intro, Molly is our war machine. She has hand blades, a lumen spear, a stun strike, and crimson vector. Charge up to 6 meters in a straight line to make a cybernetic claws attack. Wow, so she has apparently she has cybernetic claws in addition to her weapons. Interesting. So she can use this, and that gives her a line to up to where she could charge and do an attack. So you kind of want to get her behind people and then stab her in. Let's see if she was just gonna like charge. All right, so they'd hear her if she wasn't sneaking. Both of them, it looks like. Be loud. And then her cybernetic crimson vector is only going to take 1 move, but if she was sneaking, they don't hear her until she's about there. So she can actually stay back here and potentially murderize that guy next turn by getting there and then blasting him. So that's an option. In either case, she's safe there because they're both looking away. This thing, though, was turned off this turn. It's disabled until the end of next turn. So I think that means she can move into it, and as long as she gets out by the end of next turn, she'll be safe. I don't think we want to kill that guy right there because he'd be in view of this, although I'm not sure. It's not clear whether level 1 cameras will sight bodies. They do sight intruders. I'm not sure if they'll care if there's a dead body there. Let's assume so, but maybe not. So that's going to be her sneaky move. She moves up and hides behind the shelves, crouching down low. War Machine getting ready for a strike. These guys don't hear her yet. They do have their ears on. I'm not sure what the ear icon means. I think it means they're capable of hearing things. I hope it doesn't mean they're going to hear us. That's all she's going to do for now. So she could do Lumen Spear, attack an enemy within 18 meters with your Lumen Spear at 75% accuracy, causing 150 ballistic damage for 2 action points. Okay, so she can't do this? I don't know. That looks more like a regular attack. She could do Crimson Vector. Crimson, it doesn't really show the damage you're going to do there. But that's a possibility. She can't, or she could do Hand Blades, but Hand Blades will have a limited range, so she's not going to reach him because she's out of range. And she can't just do a regular attack, it looks like. So Crimson Vector would probably be the attack of choice there. Although it's gray that way, so I think that means, oh, okay. Oh, it does show the attack. Okay, so if you can do it, she could get to here and actually hit him. But it's only going to do about half of his health worth of damage. That's an option. She's safe where she is for now, so it's possible we just leave her. I'm going to actually do a yield, which lets Zasha move first. Zasha has improved power slice, a deflection field, and a slash slide. Slash slide is very similar to the move that we were just looking at on Molly. And she can run. She can get pretty far on a sneak, but then these moves are going to cost 2 action each, so she needs 2 left to be able to do an attack. So if she moved here, question is, could she then do a slash slide? It looks like maybe no, he'd be out of range, so maybe her best bet is to just move in there and not sprinting but sneaking and just move close so that she's out of everybody's way. She's not heard, but she's right behind him and ready to go. Okay, next we have Molly coming back to us. So that was the end of your move. This is Molly has a little bit move left, so she can't really go that way without getting heard. She can't get closer. So she's going to stay where she is. And we'll actually perform a delay, because that way these 2 guys can move, but she'll still get to act. So the first guy heads to checkpoint. He's going to turn left here. Do that. Second one is going to go look in the corner. And we should still have a turn left on knowing what they're going to do. Yeah, so he's going to come back. We need to get rid of him. He's going to keep going this way, so we really should focus on this guy first, I think. If we get them both, that would be the best. Emily, on the other hand, is going to go around to this access door. But it's Molly first, followed by this guy, so he'll be facing this way. So there's a good chance he actually sees Zasha because she's out in the open. Maybe that means they need to attack him before this guy moves. That guy's gonna move after Emily and Zasha. And he'll be facing this way, so he'll see us. Maybe we just need to get even closer and sort of stay hidden. So where could you move, Molly? You could not get far. I see. It's still the end of this turn's move. Just get you around the corner there so you're a little further in. And then we will end your turn. That should end turn 1. Now it's turn 2. This guy's got the highest initiative, apparently. So he's going first in turn 2. And the question is, does he see us when he turns past here? Doesn't look like it. It looks like we're still kind of hidden there. Okay, so now all 3 of us get to move, and then this guy is going to move. So, and then he's going to go and keep going that way. So if we attack this one, this guy will see us. But if we attack you, not so much. I'm going to yield here and let... Yeah, I'm going to yield here and let Emily go first, I guess. Because we might be able to distract this guy one more time if she can get through here. She's going to go over to this door. And interact with it for no action points to open it. And then she can run back here and she can do another lure to get this guy looking this way. Can she? No, she's out of lure, so she can't do that. Lure needs 3 more turns to finish charging. Anticipation will end at the end of this turn, and that'll need another 4 turns to charge. She can't do silence. So she might as well just go all the way to this box and open it, because there's nothing else she's going to be able to do. Although she could shoot this guy in the back, so that's another option, is shoot him through these wires. And that might save us. Maybe she does that. Maybe she gets here. That leaves her with 2 actions, because a shot takes 2 actions. So if I run her there, she has him in view and she could potentially shoot him. So let's give her a delay and see if Molly can help with that. So if Molly runs over here, Molly does have a sword and claws. And Molly can get here and just do something devastating, I think, with her claws. So let's get her there. That's a sneak. If we sprint her there, they hear. So we're going to do a sneak. We're going to move her there. And then it looks like Crimson Vector might be the way to go here. Because that's only 1, and then she'll also be able to do hand blades or just a regular attack. Attack with Bull Assault. Okay, so that's the gun. She's not going to do that. That would be too loud. I think definitely the ear is showing that, like, if you do something loud, they're going to hear you. She has a sword here. The swords are going to be quiet, but Crimson Vector is almost certainly quiet. She could also do a stun strike as an option. There's no valid targets on stun strike. I think that must have to be closer. 15 meters. Okay, too bad there's no circle on there. This one, though, I think, unfortunately, we're a little far away, so we're gonna have to spend a little more movement just to get her closer. If we stay out of hearing range, but get to there. And then we do the Crimson Vector attack to there. She slides in and hits him. He's taking fire. And notice here we have 3 security pips here. That means if he survives the turn, we're getting extra security because he's about to alert everybody else. But if we take him out first, not so much. Molly has another action here. She could do hand blades, and that wouldn't kill him. Optionally, okay, this is a stun club. She could attack with the stun club. She does not have 2 remaining action points, though, so I'm kind of confused why it gives us that option there. So her only real option is either hand blades or hand blades. Lumen Spear also takes 2 actions. She can't do that. She's going to use her hand blade. Optionally, Hyper VCAP. She has buff yourself with 10 evasion, initiative, move points, and move speed for next 3 turns. So she really should have used her Hyper VCAPs. Anything down in this bar that's like this orangish pink color means it's equipment that she's carrying. So she started out with some drugs. We'll do this. We will attack this guy with the claws. And she claws him in the face for a few more hits. He still has 59 health. She's spotted. We need to take care of him. This guy is oblivious because we've been quiet so far. And Emily goes next. Molly is done. Emily has a shot. Her pistol is silenced, if I remember correctly. There is a way to get to my character sheet, but I don't know what it is. It's not that. Maybe it's clicking on here. Yeah, there it is. So if we look at her weapon, can we see her weapon even? We can't. There it is. If we look at her weapon, it is a defensor. It's a light pistol. Is there anything on here that tells us that it's silent? Stealth kill, 125. Critical hits against a surprise target cause 125% critical damage. Wow. Guaranteed to score glancing if the accuracy is at least 80 and it's semi-auto rapid fire. Usually attacks for 2 action points, but still attack with your final 1. Okay, so it's semi-auto. She gets 2 shots with that. Can she hit him? And notice there's no ear on this guy, so he's not going to hear this. This will kill him. It's just a regular attack from behind, and blam. Shoots him in the back. That guy's down. So that body is still there. This guy could certainly come around and find that body. So we're not out of the woods yet, but we have one more move with Zasha here. Zasha could go and try to fight this guy, but she's not going to be able to kill him. She's also going to be in this camera zone if this camera turns on at the end of the turn. So what she really wants to do is sort of get around behind him. And she can't really move fast enough to do that, but this here is out of the camera. Yeah, so let's get her out of the camera. I think it's better to get up on this side. That leaves her with 3 action points. Oh, and she could get to the wall back here if she hugs right outside of his hearing. She could get here. We might actually be able to sneak around behind him if we're smart and do it like this. No, like any approach toward him and we lose it. So let's go there. I don't think we can get any closer. That's just it. So we'll stop there. He's not gonna see her. He's gonna keep walking this way. Camera's going to come on though, but he'll be out of camera. And we can pull both of these over to help. So that's going to be the end of turn 3. If I delay here, they've already moved, so it's not gaining us anything. So we'll move that. Emily's going to go first. Turn 3. Uh-oh. Got more company up here. A new enemy arrives on turn 3, even though we didn't have any extra security level. There's a new guy here. Got 2. I like that they're named. So far, we took 1 out. I already forgot his name. Dead body. Body timer will expire in 3 turns. Then someone will come looking. Oh, really? Uh-oh. Okay. So just killing people means you have a 3-turn timer for people to come look for him. I didn't realize. Emily. She's going to go and check out the lootable lockbox. Lootables here, highlighted in gold. You have to move to them, then click on them to open them. Opening them doesn't take an action. We're going to get some bandages, consumable. And patient dossiers file. So encrypted file chip that can be sold or decrypted at the safe house. I think these, you basically sell them for cash. Bandages should be self-evident. We'll pick up all of that. And then she's going to sprint out of here to try... Nope, not through the security fence, though. She's going to sprint out of here to hug this wall and start heading toward that other threat. That will end her action. This guy moves through the camera, no alarm going off. He turns to the right. Alright, and now, Molly, can we kill that guy in one turn? So, I think we're only going to get 2 shots on him max, right? So probably not going to take him out. And I have no idea what he's going to do next turn, but probably come back this way. So chances seem pretty low that we'd be able to kill this guy in one turn, but maybe we could hit him with the stun strike. If we sprinted, he'd hear us, and the camera sees us. So the camera sees us if we're sprinting, but not when we're sneaking through it. That's neat. You can sneak through cameras somehow. So if we sprinted though, we could get here with 3 movement left if we didn't alarm him. So it feels like right there is a sprint. And then who's moving next? Katu, that guy way over there is moving next. He's not moving until after Zasha and Emily go again in turn 4. So Zasha gets to go. I think if we yield here, then we'll know what to do once Zasha decides. So Zasha can move down here. She's sneaky. She gets spotted immediately if she sprints. She can get to the edge of the camera here and then have some options. Pretty sure we could power slide at him. Looks pretty close though. Get a tiny bit closer. Hopefully a power slide through the camera is possible. Because that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to power slide with her and then shoot him with the other one. Slash slide here is 2 actions. That actually leaves her in action. Which I think she can use with her gun. So slash slide here. Very similar to what we just did a moment ago. That almost takes him out. So she might be able to do it all of herself. Slash slide in. Ooh, gets a crit and takes him out. Nice. 12 pure damage. There's a little combat log here so you can see the technical details of what you're doing. Did it. Took him out. Alright, that means you can finish your move with a sprint. Don't want you running through the camera field, but get over there. And then Molly can start heading out this way. Oh, and I didn't even realize that Katu had moved toward us. Shoot. Okay. Well, hopefully that works out for us. Turn 4, here we go. Alright, Zasha gets to go first. It's going to be all of us before Katu. Zasha is the furthest away. She's going to have to sneak to get past this camera. It looks like camera sees her if she goes anyway. That really? So she's going to have to go the long way. Which means she might as well sprint. Alright, she can sprint here without... Oh, never mind. What's that noise? That guy heard her. Kind of blew that. I'm not sure if he's investigating. He's not... Oh, he's suspicious. So that means he's investigating. Yeah, so we're going to have to ambush him. I don't think he's going to make it to anywhere that can bother us for a moment, so we can just get ready. But he's going to come in here to investigate us, so we should set up for an ambush. That means Molly is going to yield to Emily. Emily is going to try to sprint into here. Looks like we could get a shot on him here, but I think we want to use our... I think we want to get over up against this wall. And then we're going to try to use some of our abilities on him, but everything's still on cooldown. And the only... None of these have Overwatch. I think a soldier has an Overwatch ability, but none of these do. We do have a shock mine. Interesting possibility there. Debuff the stun until the end of the next turn. Yeah, let's do that. We'll throw a shock mine. She can get it out here in case he makes it to this corner. I doubt if he will, but let's try it just in case. And then she's done for now. Unfortunately, Molly does not have an Overwatch ability. Maybe that's a drawback of not picking a soldier. So she's just gonna pass or delay. She's gonna delay until after K2 moves. K2's coming down. He's gonna walk right into our shock mine. Boom. But he's alerted, but it didn't bump up our security, and he is stunned. So that gives Molly plenty of time to step out and deal with him. Can she actually hit him from here? Maybe she can. No, he's just out of Handblade's range. So let's actually do a full move to put her there so she can definitely see him. And let's check out some of these things. She has Lumen Spear. Attack an enemy within 18 meters. Okay, so that's a long range attack. It does a lot of critical damage if we critical hit him, and it takes 2. So that would do about 50% damage to him and really tear him up. We also have Hand Blades. Hand Blades look like they do slightly less. Lumen Spear has a 4-turn recovery. Hand Blades we get back every turn. We also have just attack with the Stun Club. That does a lot for 2 points, but the Hand Blades only cost 1. So let's do these twice. Stab him with the Hand Blades, and then stab him with the Hand Blades again. And he survived that somehow. I think we missed. That was both her Hand Blades. She also has Power Slice for 2. If melee attack hits, adds any Power Slice damage, and if melee weapon has a Power Slice debuff, it lasts for the remainder of their turn. So we can do a Power Slice every 4 turns, it looks like, and it costs the same as our regular attack. Power Slice would kill him. I think our regular attack would kill him also, so we'll hit with that. Well, bam, War Machine takes him out. He's also a body timer with 3 turns. So does this body timer over here now say 2? Yes, expires in 2 turns. Okay, we better get moving, people. That's all of them. There's another lootable lockbox there, another one here, so I think we'll send War Machine this way, Zasha that way, and Emily's gonna go and try to turn this one off. So move, move, move. Next we will move Emily. She's going straight into here, I guess. On second thought, maybe she'll go for the one on back. And then Molly will go with that one. We do ultimately want to get them all to this helipad here. Hover pad. Still turn 5. Zasha has a sprint. She's going to go to this loot box back here. But we're going to gather all the loot before we leave, just to see. I also want to see just how can we get through this pressure sensor, Exini intruder, laser wires. I think we should be able to turn both of those off with Emily's abilities. Zasha's done its turn 6. Nothing else is happening. Emily will open this box. Getting a $10,000 cred chip and patience dossier file. That was valuable. 10 grand credit chip. Just gonna continue on getting in range of this stuff. Done for now though. Zasha can't quite reach this turn. She'll get there. And then Molly is just gonna get ready by the door without triggering any alarms, we hope. Hold on. Why did our sec tally go so high? We must have triggered something by opening that loot box. One of these loot boxes. Yeah, it must have been this one. Got security level +5. Why did that happen? 2 body timers will expire next turn. Did we see why? Suspicious noise was Katu. Yeah, there's nothing here sec tally. There's no reason, it doesn't show us in this log why we got those extra 5 tallies, though that seems wrong. I should have been paying attention. Maybe I'll go watch the video after this to see exactly when that happened. I suspect it was when we opened this lockbox though, so apparently lockboxes, loot boxes, may have security sensors on them. Alright, that's the end of Molly's turn. SenseNet data went up to level 2. 2 guards are missing. Investigation in progress. Maybe it was the missing guards. Maybe that's what it was. The sec tally just went up because the guards were missing. Yeah, body timers. That must be what it's doing. So because a body timer is about to expire, it's going to add extra sec tally for us. Got it. That's why we had 4 plus the 1 for it just being a turn. So this is really plus 3 this turn. So I wonder if you add more than the max, does it add to the next turn's sec tally or the next security level sec tally? So we're about to go up to sec level 1, which we'll find out. We do have leverage. So there is this ability called blip under our leverage that Blur is providing, I believe, which it's a one-time use permission that will erase 3 potential security tally. Created now or later in this turn. I don't think it matters. It'll still be like, we'll still have to write it out next turn. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to delay here so that Emily can come help. Over here we will start to move to this lootable. We'll open it. This one has 5k cred chip plus some NBS cubes, nano bearing substrate cubes, crucial supplies for a nanofab, and biorecycler. So apparently there's some kind of crafting in this game that we're gonna have to figure out. Alright, and we're done there. There's still a security wall here until we get to this. So we need to run everybody back to this hover pad. Emily next. She wants to get closer so that she can use her jam kit. She's going to jam here. And jamming took 1 move, so she's going to run forward to there and use her second jam kit on this thing. She can't. Why can't she jam this? Level 1 security devices. Pressure sensor level 1. Alright, I think either it's very possible that a pressure sensor just isn't jammable, which is fine. So you can't jam the pressure sensor, that's fine. It's only going to add 1 to the security tally if tripped. We're already going to up a security level next turn, so we can live without jamming that. She'll start heading back to the hover pad, and Molly is just going to run in and grab our last loot box here. She is going to trip the pressure sensor momentarily. Pressure anomaly detected. That's okay. She'll open the loot crate, another 5k cred chips and a lot more bandages. So she takes all of that. It doesn't look like your characters have an inventory limit, and she runs back out, so when this security grid snaps back on, she's out of there, and that's the end of turn 7. So we're on to turn 8. Turn 8 did up our security. Woke 3 sleeping devices, so now a bunch of cameras are scanning the area and blocking us, honestly. That one turned on, that one turned on, this one turned on. This is the only one that matters for us. Molly, it doesn't really matter to her, although it might be nice to see where it's turning next turn. I'm not sure we'll be able to get that. I think if we did, it would be from Emily, so we'll delay here. We will yield here, and I want Emily to run up and see if she can get a anticipation on this camera. So let's move her here. And we'll try anticipation on camera if possible. Oops. Can I see anticipation? No unaware suspicious targets. Okay, so we can't get an anticipation on the camera. I think if it turns, it would either turn pointing this way or pointing that way. And if we're close enough, it looks like we'll be fine. So if we go through here and maybe, yeah, maybe around here, because then it won't swing past us, I think we'll be safe. And then we can move the other two. So Zasha, yeah, we can sneak through, it's gonna see you, or we can run. We run, we want to run through here, so let's run to there first, and then up here. I think you'll be able to duck out of the way. And then Molly, just coming up this side. Yeah, hop over the guardrail there, nice. And let's see what this camera does. It does sweep over here. She just says watch it. She says shh. So they, as cameras sweep over them, as long as they don't end on them at their position, it seems like the camera doesn't actually see you. That's good. So Emily can run in here. She can sprint, actually. To there. That's fine. And she will delay till the end of the turn. And then Molly is also going to sprint. Don't like that she only has one left there. If she gets there, is she going to be in the region? Let's see. No. Oh, she is. Not good, not good, says Remy. Spit it out, Remy. We've got Ultratech military-grade encrypted comms piping in. A bird is coming down on the rooftop. It's a fragging Ultratech response team. Blur. By hell, we're made. Someone talked. Emily. Get down, here they come. Here comes an Ultratech bird. Look at that, coming in to the other hover pad. And who gets out? Blur, we're going to plan B here. Blackdice and I are heading to the basement and we'll take the cargo truck out of the building. Emily, we'll just quietly go back the way we came. Remy says they've interfaced with the building's security. They turned on the door from where we came from. The rooftop is on lockdown and the elevator gates are closed. Zasha says we need an exit, Blur. Working on it. Remy says I've got something. Schematics show an old panel on the second rooftop elevator. Bling! It's an old TX80 interface. Wow, that's older than I am. Ancient enough that we can spoof the protocol. They're wisely disconnected from the network, so you'll have to get close enough to tap the trunk line and relay the signal to me. On our way now, says Molly. Those birdmen spread out really fast. Alright, and here they came out of the helicopter. We're gonna get 1, 2, Omni and Gakko both unaware. Someone way over here, it looks like. Oof. And that it? But they don't know we're here. That won't last, but we've got to use it to our advantage while we can. Alright, we have a momentary advantage of stealth against the Ultratech response team, which we can use or just go quickly with guns blazing. We just need to get at least one teammate inside the area near the TX80. Then we need to hold that area to give Remy a full 2 turns to work. Alright, we are on Molly. We have 3 enemies on this side, 1 on there. We have a camera. This camera is going to rotate to turn to here, I'm guessing, because either that or I can't remember. It's going back and forth. It was pointing up here, so maybe it's just going back and forth and not going in this axis. Not sure. Molly has 2 moves left. I think our best bet, I think our best bet from Molly might be to just get her to this side down here if we can. It looks like she's going to be seen. She might be far enough away that that guy doesn't see her, so she'll move here. That's enough. We do have... Who's this? That's another Kato. No, that's Kabo. Katu's brother, I guess. Kabo, did you hear that? I need to turn their... you can make it so their speech bubbles last longer. I'm going to turn that up so I can read them. As soon as Asha moves, we're getting 3 moves. We're getting Muck, Gakko, and Omni. This must be Muck up here, huh? Yep. We have no idea what these people are doing, and we don't have time to stick around and find out. We do a sprint. We can get all the way back here. It might make sense to go that direction. Over here, we might be seen. She can hop over this, so it looks like we're pretty safe to just tuck her in right here, and we're probably not going to be seen. Alternatively, if we tuck way behind these boxes, we're certainly not going to be seen. She has a sword. Gonna sort it out over there. Great. That will let 3 of them move. Let's see if they walk. Guarding. This guy's just going to be a nuisance. Got another one patrolling, coming toward us. Ah, he's turning around. That's good. Omni standing unaware over that way. Okay, Emily still has 2 actions. We really should actually be getting her. Okay, what is that? That is, you will be heard unless you sneak. Alright, so as soon as she moves, she's heard unless she's sneaking. So she needs to hop down here. She does want to put a anticipation on this guy because he's close. I want to see what he's doing. Okay, so he's going to look down that direction. Would be nice if he was going to move, or if we knew he was going to move. She's going to have to sneak over to here. Does have line of sight way down there, but probably going to have a terrible shot. That is the end of turn 9. We're moving on. Well, actually, yeah, we're moving on to turn 10. Turn 10, Molly does get to go first. Remy, I've got one more trick up my sleeve. I wasn't just sitting on my hands while you all prepped for this hospital run. I did some poking around in case things got hot. Blur, it's officially heating up. What do you have? Remy says, the Ultratech team has locked the network down pretty hard, but I have my claws into security relay nodes still. So I can route their SenseNet traffic to dead end for a minute before they shut me down. If you have a dust-up with the Ultratech attack response, I can keep it off the Sec AI's radar once. Alright, in advance of jobs and heists, we can stack up planned leverage. So just like we had a blip before that I showed you guys, we've got another one, or perhaps the same one. We can check our leverage under the phone menu. Remy has provided a blip leverage that can let us clear out potential security tally 1 turn. Alright, does that mean we get another blip, or was I just looking at it? Yeah, we just have the one. So we could drop our security. I don't think it drops it. I think it just means if you... No, erases up to 4 created now or later. Yellow marks. Okay, so it'll just erases yellow marks. So if we do something dumb and alert one of these guys, we have a little bit of a blip that we can try to save ourselves with. Molly can get up closer this way. I think the plan should be to try to take this guy down next turn. It's like somebody spots her there, yeah. So I think she's gonna come up on this side. I feel like she can't get much past here, and we want to put her there. So let's do it there. And one shot here. I'm not sure if her weapon is silenced, so let's actually take a look at her sheet. She's got the bull assault. Yeah, that's a heavy weapon. It's not silenced. So she's going to hold off shooting for now because I'm pretty sure these guys would hear her. It also takes 2 action points, right? 1, 2. Attack targets 1. Will hear attack 2. Number of enemies who will hear your attack. Okay, so it just tells you right there. There's 2 that will hear attack. Obviously this guy, and probably this guy as well. Alright, so she's not gonna waste the ammo. She will just delay though as a just in case. Since she has Sec AI in my ear. Okay, this guy's running back. Shoot on sight, right? Someone there? Alright, these guys are all clumping up in this side. Did see that he's turning around. Emily though is going to sprint this way and join the buddies right here. Hopefully the three of us will be enough to take out one enemy. We'll see. She'll delay with her 1 point. Cabo, not much happening on his radar. And Zasha, I think you're gonna be wasted here, unfortunately, because, well, we don't want you coming in this turn. You're gonna have to wait till next turn. There's just not enough actions going around. Could get you sneaking in closer, but you're gonna get seen. Unless you went around this way. And then I'm not sure you wouldn't be seen as soon as you hopped out here and tried to go that way. Another option would be just taking you through here, getting you closer to here. But then this guy will probably see you as he walks up. Could also shoot you across. Don't know what he's gonna do, unfortunately. So I think we're just gonna like inch you over a tiny bit. And call that your move for the turn. I guess we'll delay just in case they start shooting. Oh, this guy runs too, great. So maybe we don't have to start taking them out. Maybe we can get past. Trolling, he is just out of his vision there. Good. Alright, and then since these guys waited, they do have another move to hop over this. And get around to here. Which keeps them out of sight. Emily is done. Zasha can actually sprint over to here now and be totally safe. Yeah, all the way over as far as you can get. And we'll drop you into that spot in a second. Do you still have some enemies moving? Not much happening, says Cabo. He's just spinning in place. These guys are looking for bodies, but all the bodies have disintegrated. So nothing for them to find. Emily can sprint. Emily actually is about close enough to get over here. Do we have any indication? That guy's coming up this way. Okay, so he's not going to see us if we're here, but if we're back there, he's going to. That guy's coming up this way. These two we don't know, but they're probably not getting further than him. Probably not coming around here. I guess technically we could go right here, and that would probably be the safest thing. But maybe that blocks someone else. So yeah, Emily, you're just running for it. You're gonna hop into that little section there, I think. Maybe. And Zasha gets a move, and Zasha can actually get in here. Let's do that. I'm here, but this equipment looks pretty hardened. I'm patched in now. Just stay close to the TX-80. I'll show you what I can do. I hope you're not all talk, Remy. At least one merc needs to stay in this zone until Remy gets the force gate lowered. Alright, Zasha's gonna stay there. She's hidden. That's fine. We'll delay her just in case we need her to shoot. Uh-oh. This is bad. We can't run past here with Molly right now. Guy's suspicious. Molly could... Yeah, she's gonna get heard. So we need Molly to take this guy out. If possible, she can get here. What else do we have? That is Muck moving next. Muck is way down here. He's probably gonna turn around, most likely come up this way. This guy though, I don't know what he's going to do. Do we have Emily? Yeah, Emily's next. You know what? Let's yield and let... Oh, it's gonna be Zasha next. And they don't start till next turn, so delay and yield doesn't do anything for us here. I guess she's gonna move closer. What could go wrong? She'll stay there though. I guess we could try stunning him, but most likely these guys are gonna turn around and see him. I don't think we get much there. Let's end her action there. We'll also end Zasha. Camera turns. Oof. It's not looking good for Molly. Molly could try to help, but I think it would be smarter. Oh, she can't yield here for some reason. I guess it's because... Yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe this is because that's the end of the turn? No, she delays till way after all of them move. Alright, Zasha actually would love to come and help. Zasha is going to yield until after everyone else goes. Emily, though, here we go. We want some anticipation, and the one we're anticipating is this guy. Not gonna do anything. I'd also like to turn that off, but we can't reach it. Could get her over here. If she sneaks, she'd be safe. And then she can turn this off. Could also lure a bunch of people. I can't eat gem kit that. You can't gem kit the camera? I don't quite understand that. Are you too far away? Or are there no targets? Oh, okay, you're not, it's actually out of range. Damn. Okay, I didn't quite move far enough. That's the problem. And moving her closer, she doesn't really get a bonus there. Okay, so Molly, it doesn't look like that guy's moving. He's just gonna stand there this turn. So I think you're going to delay. Emily's done. Omni moves up there. Oh, moving in. God, we need like 3 turns to open this door. Does it say how long we need? I'm not sure. 1 more turn, okay. Exfil team at elevator, override 1 more turn. Molly, you may just be running. We'll see, I guess. Sasha still has to just hang there and let it happen. I think she's gonna finish her turn 12. Molly would really like to hammer this creep, but she doesn't have a chance. Could run, or she could try, but it's clearly she's visible there, so if she sprints, she can make it almost all the way to here. They'll come shooting after that though, so I don't think she wants to do that until next turn. Doesn't look like this guy's advancing any further, so I guess she's just going to hide. I wish she had a way to overwatch. Molly, just hang tight. Geiko turns around. Okay. So our anticipation wasn't showing that. And we went up because of +1 tally. We're still at sec level 1. Gate is down. As promised, your exit. I didn't think you were going to pull it off. Zasha Ryan has newfound respect for Remy's technical support chops. Positive relationship formed. That's cool. So there's relationship building because of actions in the mission. Like to see Remy and Zasha being friends. Molly has to run through this camera, but Emily's in position to disable this. So we'd have to delay her till after everyone moves. I guess we yield first, just in case Muck comes up. And then Zasha is just gonna say bye. She's like, I'm gonna go wait on the elevator for you guys. Well, you can delay me, but I'll probably leave. There's Muck, he's going away. We're not gonna have to fight these guys, it looks like. No reason to fight him. I wish that camera was off though, Emily. I guess we will delay so Emily can do that. Emily will try to jam the camera this time. There we go. Worked. And then she's confident enough that she can leave 2. Although she's not quite going to make it. But nobody heard. That's the important part. And she's far enough away. We're just waiting for Molly. Let's see if any of these 3 chumps get eyes on Molly before Molly runs for it. I think even if they see her at this point, she's going to make it down the elevator with no shots fired. None of them the wiser. Alright. Molly's next. If we yield here and then run you as far as you can get, you can actually get around the corner. Nobody sees anything. Bye-bye. Security level only went up to 1. That's pretty good. It's going to bump up a little bit, but I think we'll survive. Dasha just gonna go stand in the elevator, end her turn. I could extract her immediately, but if you just move them all in there, they all extract anyway. So no point in doing it early, really. En route. Why is Sec AI glitching, he says. Sasha's done. Emily's going in. Emily's done. The elevator's engaging. We're out of here. You took that TX-80 out, Remy. Blur. Blackdice has exited the building in the cargo truck. You all know your exits. Get to them. I want a strict 24-hour dust-off period. Don't you dare bring an Ultratech tail back to our safe house. We also stole some of the medical nanostitch on the way out of the facility, so any injury time or wounds we may have suffered fighting have been immediately healed. In the future, know that taking more than 20% of your hit points in a single hit can require downtime to heal. Okay, and nobody actually took any wounds as far as I remember, so we did pretty good. We took out 3 enemies, ignored the rest. Snuck out. Complete the mission. Victory. We were awarded 75 experience, which seems a little low, honestly. Full mission payment, 0. Team payment, 0, 15%. Victory reward was 75. We got 1 bonus EXP from Blur's handling. Okay. 4 heat from security level 1. So if we'd had more security levels, we would have got more heat. I'm thinking heat may be something like in Phantom Doctrine, where like it's a measure of how close your headquarters are to being assaulted. I'm not sure. Power level and Underworld. Team gained 0.34 power level. Not sure what that means. And then a whole lot of loot. We did get $20,000 of cred chips stolen from those loots. Great. Mission victory, plan B. So now we get to go back to the headquarters. Blur, everything is finally quiet. That was a mess, but you all did well. We got Blackdice out of there safely. Emily asks, are we in the clear? Blur, for the moment we are. The safe house is operationally secure. We go dark and we wait. We're not doing anything until Blackdice is back on her feet. Make your choice and continue. So, how long will it take Blackdice to recover? Someone sold us out back at the AUG Clinic. And what about our base? Let's do someone sold us out back at the AUG Clinic first. Remy says someone sold us out back at the AUG Clinic. Emily, there had to be a snitch. That Ultratech hit squad didn't find us on its own. Blur says, I'm not trying to sow distrust here. If it was one of you, then I am sure we'd all be dead already. Dasha says, you're right about that, otherwise their goons wouldn't have showed up so late or so underprepared. Someone was trying to make a late buck. Blur says, there has to be a trail, but we can't let Ultratech catch us sniffing around it. Alright, we can choose to send and work out into the field on legwork. These non-job tasks are field operations such as casing a joint, following a target, investigations, and more. We need to pick our legworks carefully as each has its own risk and rewards. Our chance of success will be based on the Merc's traits, backstory, and history. Once a Merc is committed to a legwork, they will not become available for a job again until it is complete, so we need to avoid overcommitting. If we're careful, we might be able to pick up Snitch's trail without attracting more Ultratech attention. Legwork. There's no way the call that brought down the Ultratech attack response team didn't ring some high-level alarm bells. With a careful hand, we can find those markers left in the AUG Clinic's matrix. We have 1 attempt. The assigned Merc is locked in for 3 days. On success, we uncover the identity of the whistleblower who called Ultratech. On fail, we get 20 more heat, and we uncover the whistleblower's identity, but get picked up by Ultratech scanners. Alright, we have Remy at 75% chance to do this. I'd rather keep our Vanguard with us. I'm not sure if losing a hacker for 3 days is a bad idea, but we're doing it. Confirmed legwork. Remy's going to go see if she can figure it out. Remy says, I can poke around the AUG clinic. The call had to originate from within the building. I'll be very discreet. I don't want Blackdice to wake up and hear that I messed this up. Blur says, your little digital footsies better tread lightly. I don't want an Ultratech hit squad knocking on the door. Remy's legwork has been added to the timeline and will automatically advance whenever you hit play. Alright, Emily asks, how long will it take Blackdice to recover? Not as long as you might think. They probably dumped a gallon of patch and stitch nano down in there. And you know she's flying high on all the medis. They said a week back at the clinic. Even that gray stitch gunk can't fix a spinal slice that fast. Alright, so she's going to be out for a week, it seems like. Molly, what about our base? What about our base, says Molly. We settled in this irradiated trash heap for a few good reasons. It's well hidden, and there's room to expand. Once Blackdice is back on her feet and the Quantum Rider is up and running, we can get enough quantum jamming and countermeasures in place to hide a sizable operation. So it's time to start cleaning it out. Our safe house is our base of operations, refuge, and the hub of all our team's operations. We'll need money and time to build it out, but the first step is to clean rooms and prepare for upgrades. Blur says, no comms in or out. Now we wait. Except Remy, you've got work to do. Running a heist team requires judicious planning. While you are waiting for Blackdice to recover, you can start preparing your mercenary base for the next phase by cleaning 2 rooms. Once you've scheduled those tasks, advance the timeline with the play button in the top left. You can enable or disable the safe house base building tutorial. Yes, okay, we're not going to do that. We are going to clean these 2 rooms though. So this is our whole base layout. We have a barracks, a command HQ, and a cold storage start, plus 8 spaces to expand into. Cost $6,000 to clean these out. $50,000 for the ones on bottom. So let's start with all 4 on top, eventually all 4. We'll clean up this, takes 7 days. I believe we can schedule 2 tasks. Yeah, it grays out if we try to do more than 2. Haven't quite figured out what these yellow icons here, care and feeding, co-conspire, and efficiency grind are. If we go to the barracks, we have 2 people ready to train, 1 on legwork, 1 injured. Emily and Molly are in there already. Command HQ, we have 2 tasks, 2 of 2 tasks done. Cold storage, we have 2 files to look at. Our timeline is up here. It looks like there's a new conversation we should have, and then we will allow Blackdice to rest and recover for 2 days. And we're waiting for 3 days for Remy to finish legwork. If I hit shift, I see what happened in the past, which was Plan B, job success. There's also a tab here which does nothing. Initially, we are going to look at these 2 files. So I haven't quite figured out what these are for, but they appear to be set documents. And both of these are patient dossier, a rare and a common one. Value is $9,000 and $3,000 each. There's nothing we can do with them. We can sell them or compare them, but I'm not sure what that gets you. We're gonna hold on to them now. We don't need the cash. We have 33,000 cash available. There's also some sort of resource in terms of cubes. We have 2 blue cubes. Apparently there's 3 colors of cubes we can collect, and nano scrubbers. Nano pollution is a deadly, invisible, unavoidable risk of safe houses hidden in the abandoned parts of the NBZ. Alright, we have all digital goods. We have accounts, blueprints, files, file sets. Patient dossier are file sets. And we can manage the room. So cold storage, power wires, and cryogenic cooling. Not sure. The cryo pump controls the maximum utility upgrade for cryo. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. We can buy stuff in there apparently. This one has a yellow cooling. That one says level 2. This one doesn't have any. Command HQ. So no missions planned, and we can manage this room. The limit of simultaneous tasks has been reached, so we can't actually do this, but maybe that's something to come and do, is to add more cooling to the command HQ. I'm not sure quite what that means yet. And then here in the barracks we have all of our class. The only person injured is Blackdice, who is waiting 2 days for her spine to heal. We can do class training on her. We also have Alicia Blur. She's ready to train. She has a new conversation for us. And Remy's out on legwork. So before we do anything else, let's take a look at this new conversation. It takes time to recover from a spinal slice, even for someone as tough as Blackdice. Yeah, we already saw that, so I'm not sure that means anything. It also says new conversation here. I have to admit, I thought we were DOA. Thought we were cooked before we even got started. Gunned down on the rooftop by some Ultratech goons before Blackdice even got her wires. We're lucky to have Remy watching over us. Blur says, we've got to be able to lean on each other. I'm glad you know Remy has all of our backs. Sasha says, maybe you'll give her a little less spat next time she has a good idea, too. I'll take that into consideration. Positive relationships, such as respect, create a bond between characters and contexts. The benefits of hype, the negative of stress, and the effect of story decisions all flow through relationships from one character to another. In addition, deploying characters in positive relationships on jobs together can also increase hype, reduce stress, yield positive trait changes, and even increase XP gains. So how do we see that here? That was Zasha. Is there something here that says, respects Remy? Great. She's wronged Hartzek. She trusts Jurio Poi, who's a doper contact. It's because of Jurio Poi that Zasha is alive and able to receive the treatment to stave off neuro rot. Oh, great. Multi-year neural treatment is unfinished and poses the major risk of neural decline if not completed. Uh-oh. Come on, Zasha. Let's complete your treatment. Okay, so she's probably going to have to leave us at some point for treatment. She doesn't have any implants. Wow. Pay rate each mission is 3%. Remy, 3%. Cyber surgery. She has the Matrix link. That's why she's a hacker, I guess. A bunch of similar things, but no neuro rot. Molly has 3 separate implants: Delta Wire, Hand Blades, and Lumen Spear. Interesting. Scars of betrayal. Wanted by faction. Trusts someone. She's suspicious of someone and wants revenge on someone. Daniel Brandt Eklund. Okay. Emily Wong, our Vanguard, has a brother Marcus. Marcus went missing under suspicious circumstances during his youth at Matsumoto. Has a friend, Potato. Her Netwraith contact, Potato, has been instrumental in the search for Emily's missing sibling for years. And she trusts Mongrel, a moneylender. Alright, Blur here. Blur is ready for class training. Blur hates B-Tuna, a gang boss contact, and harbors a well-hidden hatred for B-Tuna. She's got a lasting trust with Owen Hauser, nightclub owner. She went to primary school. Has been a longtime friend as far back as primary school, so longtime friend with Blackdice. She's also a faction insider and a faction X. Due to your connections in history, you can execute legwork inside Los Zagales territory without undue attention, and she left Los Zagales without burning bridges. Interesting. So she's ready for some class training. Class training here is a skill tree. She already starts with, it looks like she is a face. She took 1 point each in Karen Feeding, Co-Conspire, and Efficiency Grind. The face, so each class has a tree exactly like this, so there's quite a bit of theory crafting to be done in this game. Honestly, it's not really clear from the start what is important and what it isn't. Blur, I don't think is really the type who comes on missions. I think she just like boosts you in your safe house. So she has efficiency grind talent, which lets you spend charge to gain safe house room token, whatever that means. She has co-conspire, picks a contact to work with directly to spend a charge to immediately find a job that will benefit you both, and care and feeding. Whenever a team member has hyper stress limit break, spend a charge to re-roll a new set of options for the limit break. The kind of things that we might want to look for are field coordination, digital coordination, insider hustle, pressure drop, bait the trap, opposition research, can activate leverage that grants map knowledge, that's nice. Deal maker, use this talent to negotiate a better deal based on the job's contact and their faction. That sounds nice, so that'll be getting us better payment if we go that way. And pick talent, so better recruits. Spend a charge so that the face can do the legwork instead if you're doing legwork. Pulling strings. Whenever a contact has influence or exposure limit break, you may spend a charge to re-roll a new set of options. So honestly, this one, Deal Maker, appeals to me the most right now because I like the idea of more money. So to get there, we currently have this talent, Co-Conspire, unlocked. Within talents, you can also improve them. This one hasn't been improved yet, but we could increase its weight or decrease its weight. So normally it's 30 days between uses of this. But you could bring it down to 22 and ultimately down to 14 if we had both of these. Is that right? No. 12 minus 8 yeah, it's 14. But rather than do that, what I'm going to do is spend a point here. She gets +1 cunning, and then we'll spend a point here to get new talent, Deal Maker. Just 2 training points left. This will give her 10% bonus on all job payments. It increased that to 10% influence for street or syndicate contacts or milsec or corporate contacts. Ultimately, we probably want both of those. But it looks like we can just increase favor and ultimately get to 25% job payment bonus. So I feel like Blur is probably an old corporate type of person rather than knowing much about street gangs or the syndicate. So she's probably going to immediately give us milsec corporate contact bonus, and then we'll keep down that tree and get +1 favor or 10 influence for secondary objectives given by milsec or corporate contact. And that's all of her points. We do get free respecs on these. If you look at this, it's free respec for the first 10 days. So that encourages you to kind of like experiment on the first couple missions, I think. So that's her training. We need another level to get more training. And let's see, we also have a new conversation from her. Cybernetic surgery takes time. I think we already read that one, so it's not jumping there. We also have Blackdice, who's ready to train even though she's in the hospital. And we looked at her in the intro. She is a wasteland coyote. Knows the smuggler routes, lived in the leans, and she wronged Tormask. We're going to look at the class training for our CyberKnight. So we could immediately add multi-class. I'm not going to do that. It's complicated enough as it is. I don't have any idea how the multi-class would interact. We might explore that a bit later. So she has security scramble, look ahead, and pre-computed advantage. The immediately obvious ways to go here are tactical surge here, which gives bonus action points, +2 action points. Seems like a no-brainer. And then this one up here increases initiative. Over here we have a bunch of drone specific actions. And then we have hit points, healing, armor improvement, item carry. Unflinching stare sort of makes opponents less likely to hit you. Rewind. Yeah, so lots of interesting things. Up here, debuff an enemy within 12 meters with stunned, skips turn until the end of next turn, so basically can just stun people at range. That sounds pretty nice, honestly. I don't know. I think what I'd do for her is kind of build her up to this and then up to stunned. So let's do that. +1 reaction, +1 initiative. Also gives you attributes. +1 will, 10th of an action point. 2 points left. Strength, +5 hit points, and then we'll go over here. Talent, Tactical Surge. Buff yourself and any teammate within 25 meters with +2 action points. That seems like a no-brainer. +2 action points for 0 action point cost every 6 turns. Alright, that gets us to 9 points. There's also a talent limit, 4 out of 5. We have 4 of these unlocked. I think the 5th we'll probably go for here is the Atomic Stutter. Oh, maybe we'll get there eventually. We'll see. Alright, so we've spent all our points. The only thing left to do while we wait 7 days for these to get cleared, 3 days for this, is to advance. And there is a play button here somewhere. Play. There it is, advanced timeline. Alright, Blur says to Blackdice, should you really be back on your feet, Blackdice? Evening, Blur. You're up late. We've all been stewing here. It's been a nervous wait for you to recover. But look, let me get you back to bed. I'm 12 days out of cyber surgery and riding a wave of pain medis. I'm not going anywhere. I'm fine. I'm just standing here thinking. Like, the thing in your spine is thinking? I'm the only one thinking, Blur. My new spinal is a lot of things. A quantum crypt, a tactical computer, a quantum countermeasure broadcaster. But it is not some AI floating around in my skull. Sorry, I know. But yeah, I'm thinking with it. I'll find some time to talk to the others tomorrow. I know I need to calm some frayed nerves. This quantum rider changes nothing. And everything. We all swallowed a big bottle of risk on this one, but it's going to pay off. We'll come up aces, I know it. But if you're going to be stubborn forklift and refuse to go back to bed, we can at least talk shop. What's our next play? So, Ultratech dropped a response team on the clinic. Have we heard anything from Octane? We need a bankroll. Let's start with this. Ultratech dropped a response team on the clinic. So Ultratech dropped a response team on the clinic. Right on the roof, nearly on our heads, and another team came through the lobby. So someone snitched us, but late. Otherwise, they would have been just waiting for us. It could have been someone on the surgical team. I can't square how it could be someone on our team, and we'd be still alive. We'd still be alive. Nah, this isn't one of our own. I sent Remy to figure it out, quietly. Good moves. We can trust Remy with this one. She knows this kind of work is done from the safe house. Is done far from the safe house. Words. Have you heard anything from Octane? I'm sure she's eager to hear how things went. So Octane is the one who funded our spinal implant. Octane called twice while you were under. But the team had agreed to go dark, so I let it beep. Honestly, I didn't want to talk to Octane until she could see you're up and in fighting shape. Well, she can wait a little longer then. I don't know. Not much longer, Blackface. Blackdice. You're a big investment, you know. You can call Octane directly by clicking on the timeline event or wait for her call by pressing play to advance the timeline. Okay. That'll probably be our next mission. We need a bankroll. We need to test these new teeth on a heist. When Octane offered us the loan, we knew we'd need hot cash shortly after the operation. We've been saving the forward op just for this purpose. Emily found this one and scoped the facility out. It's a site where McKellen Heavy Industries is dismantling a major operation based in Ward 7 to move it to the new construction site for Ward 11. It's not perfect. We have to hit the base before they've siphoned off all the valuables. McKellen Security is still going to be present, but they're not going to be on high alert. But we can dump the files, blueprints, and cubes straight to the black market for United Digitals. Maybe enough to cover most of our first loan payment. And we need those credits. Octane's repayment schedule is very steep. We can prep, plan, and deploy for the forward op in the command HQ. Okay. Octane doesn't want to talk to us. She wants to hear about her money. Maybe, but we have a full 2 weeks before we owe her a payment, so there must be a reason for the calls. Everyone has another agenda, hey? Here in New Boston, yes they do. Alright, let's contact her and figure out what she has in mind. Maybe we can learn something to boot. Enough, Blackdice. I don't care what you say, you're going back to bed. Huh, if you insist. I'll want to be looking fresh to talk to Octane tomorrow anyway. A new job, forward op, is ready to be planned in the command HQ. Alright, forward op, pending heist, command HQ. So that's here. 21 days, 12 hours left till we do this. Mixed stealth combat, hacking for loot. McKellen Heavy Industries. Mission brief. The McKellen Heavy Industries heavy forward operating base for the construction of Ward 7 has completed its duty. Machinery, equipment, and personnel are being siphoned off to the new forward bases to prep for the construction of Ward 11 on behalf of Werner Braun Global. The site is still half full of valuables and less than half staffed. It's a good time for a hit. We must make our own rewards by stealing whatever we can during the raid. Each deployed merc gains about 115 experiences before bonuses. So this is our first heist. Forward up. We're going to do that next time. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this series so far, what you think of the game, what we might do, and don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Bye for now.